Hello, fellow cat ladies. I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. It's the day before Thanksgiving for me right now, but the plan is to go down to my boyfriend's parents' house. That's how we've been working things out. Thanksgiving with his parents, Christmas with mine. Works out because his family is Jewish, so they don't really even celebrate Christmas anyway, and my family is huge on Christmas. But the exciting thing about this year is we are bringing my best friend to meet my boyfriend's parents, which it just feels like, oh my God, like meet the parents. It's just my best friend meeting my boyfriend's parents. It is very exciting, actually. I'm a little nervous, but I think it's gonna go well. I think they're gonna love him. We're all just gonna have a great time and we're gonna drink wine. I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. Hopefully nothing got too spicy this year. I hope your aunt didn't ask you why you don't have kids yet. And I hope your uncle didn't ask you why you don't have a boyfriend yet, or whatever. I hope it was pleasant, no drama. Here's what I wanted to talk about today. There is a guy on TikTok who is currently getting roasted because he basically came online and was like, why wouldn't you want to be a stay-at-home mom? Like, why don't girls want to do that anymore? He just had some weird takes on it. So I'm gonna play the video and we're gonna watch it and then we're gonna talk about it.
Girls, if your guy just keeps scrolling, girls, can you please tell me why some girls don't want to be stay-at-home moms? And yes, I understand using your degree for a little bit and like wanting to actually pursue something you're passionate about, but being a stay-at-home mom where you can like make food, take care of your kids, take care of your husband, hold Bible studies, do Pilates, I don't freaking know, do whatever you want the whole day while getting provided for, why would you not want that? Fellas, if you're still here, why would you not want your wife to be a stay-at-home mom if you could provide for that? I mean, you're telling me I can come home from work and she's got food ready and she's not stressed because she doesn't have work. I pull up in my truck and she comes running out, jumping into my arms, so excited to see me. She had a Bible study and hosted people in our house earlier in the day, and our kids get to hear about Jesus all day because she can raise them. Oh my goodness, it's the dream.
Right. So there's that. Why, oh why don't some girls want to be stay-at-home moms? What a question to ask. To me, if you're asking that question, it just feels like you're not paying attention. I just feel like I've been screaming from the rooftops. We have other goals in life. Not everyone wants the same path that we've been told is the correct path, the right path to take. It's like there's a million video essays or TikToks or Substack essays that you could go out if you're actually really curious about why women don't want to be stay-at-home moms anymore. You could go figure that out. He doesn't really care, right? I did go through his profile, and it's mostly dating content, and not dating content in the way of like the Molly Rudder of it all, if you know what I'm talking about. It's mostly just like pictures of himself, like kind of thirst trappy videos of himself being like, where's my godly women at? Why aren't there any godly women anymore? And that's like his whole account. So he doesn't really care. But here's what I wanted to say about this video. First of all, if I wake up one day and that's what I have on my schedule is Pilates, hosting Bible study, and then cooking dinner, I will know I have died and I've gone to hell. Why is that your pitch? Why is that the first thing that comes to your mind that makes it sound so great? Like, because to me, that does not sound fun at all. What he doesn't realize is being a stay-at-home mom is not going to be Pilates and Bible study all day long every day. What it's going to be is taking care of the kids all day, cooking and cleaning, laundry, making sure everyone's taken care of. When he said you can do whatever you want all day and you won't ever be stressed because you are being provided for and you're a stay-at-home mom, so you can do whatever you want all day. It is screaming unpaid labor, and it is screaming he's not going to respect that unpaid labor. Cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kids and doing all of the doctor's appointments and setting everything up and making sure everyone's taken care of all the time, cooking all the meals, making sure everyone is fed, everyone's getting where they need to go, they're driving them around, they're taking care of extracurricular activities, they're helping with homework, they're doing all of this stuff, and your husband comes home and he's like, why are you stressed? Why are you stressed? You've just done nothing. You've done nothing but take care of the kids all day. Why are you stressed? You can do anything you want all day. Why are you stressed? All of the things that stay-at-home moms do that is so stressful. There's a reason childcare costs $10,000 to $30,000 to $50,000 a year. They're doing all of that work for free, even though it is valued at $30,000 to $50,000 a year. It's him completely disrespecting all of that unpaid labor and boiling it down to doing whatever you want all day and you're never stressed. That is so crazy to me. That is so insane. What about a stay-at-home mom's life screams doing whatever you want, having no responsibilities, getting provided for, and you're never stressed? That doesn't sound accurate to me. And you have the audacity to ask why women don't want to do that. Why suddenly, for the first time in hundreds of years, suddenly women don't want to do that anymore? And these men ask that question as if today's women have something wrong with them. Like, what has gone wrong over the past 5 years? Why don't women want to be traditional wives anymore? Not taking into account that we have had access to bank accounts for less than 100 years. We've had our right to vote for like 100 years. We have so many more freedoms than women did 100 years ago, 50 years ago, even 20 years ago. Things looked really different for women. What has happened over the last 5, 10, 15, 100 years? Simply, it's because we have a choice now. It's because there are other paths that are available to us, and some women choose those paths because we have the ability to choose them for the first time, literally ever. There are plenty of women out there who do want to be stay-at-home moms. But there are so many women who don't, and we get to choose that because we don't rely on men for financial stability. We don't rely on men to have an access to land, credit cards. We have a choice now. We have a choice literally for the first time ever. We can choose a career over being a stay-at-home mom, and we can actually get paid for it instead of doing a bunch of unpaid labor and being completely disrespected for that and making it seem like it's the easiest job in the world when it is one of the hardest, in my opinion. I wouldn't be able to do it. I also really hated the way that he said, it was so belittling and so degrading the way he was like,
yes,
I understand using your degree for a little bit if you're passionate about something. It's just this insinuation that you will eventually give up whatever you've studied, whatever you're passionate about, in order to be a stay-at-home mom. At some point, you're gonna give up your silly little dream of being an engineer or going to school, and you're going to return to traditional values of being a mom. When I was going through his other videos, it was very clear that he does want a career-driven, passionate, hardworking, intelligent woman. He just wants her to eventually give up everything that she's passionate about and everything that she's worked hard for in order to fulfill his needs. And this is the second video that we're gonna watch.
Some of the most well-rounded, handsome, driven, godly men that I know are the most single. And I think I figured out why. It's because it's not easy to find a woman who is like pursuing big things. They have big drives, big ambitions, good self-care, all these things. And at the same time, wants to be led like a godly relationship. A man who's put together wants a girl with confidence and respects herself since chasing these goals. A girl who doesn't have confidence and doesn't have self-care and just sits on her butt, like, maybe she has the right intentions, but that's just not attractive to a put-together man. We also don't want a woman who's like, women are on top, women this, women should be in this role, women should be in this role, women should lead a home. No, don't hear what I'm not saying. Women are the greatest thing God ever created. I literally can't wait for my wife to be able to feel like she is the only woman in the world and she is beautiful and all these things. The type of girl we want. She's pursuing excellence. She's pursuing these big dreams. But then she's also like, hey, my number one calling is to be a mom and a wife. There's not many girls out there that do both of those things.
He wants to eat his cake and eat it too.
Huh?
He wants a career-driven woman who is working on herself. She has a career. She has things that she's passionate about. She has goals. She has things that she's working towards. But at the same time, will give all of that up in order to fulfill the role that he wants for her. It's just so hypocritical to me. He would never think that that would be necessary for him. He doesn't have to give up any of his goals or his passions or his career. For sure, definitely not. He's never gonna give that up. But a woman should be easily able to give that up because, well, she's a woman. That's her duty. What it boils down to is this. If that sounds so great to you, if being a stay-at-home mom sounds like the best job in the world, worth giving up goals, careers, all of your passions in order to do, you do it. You do it. Why don't you give up everything that you've ever wanted to do? Why don't you give up your goals, drop out of school, quit your job? Why don't you dedicate all of your time to doing all the unpaid labor? Right, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. It's not expected of you. He's probably never even thought about it as a possibility because it is not his role. But clearly he thinks it's a great gig. Clearly he thinks that that sounds awesome and he would love to do that. Why wouldn't you want to do it? Why wouldn't you want to sit around and do whatever you want all day and be provided for by a strong woman who leads your home? Why not? That sounds great. That sounds great. Your words, not mine. Why wouldn't you want to do that? I feel like men really expect women to just like want to give up everything in order to be a mom, and they can't really understand why some women don't want to do that. To be acting so high and mighty and oblivious as to why women wouldn't want to do that, while women have been sitting here screaming for years and years and years that they don't want to do that, that they have other goals, that they want access to these things, they want the same opportunities as men have. They want to have the same ability to make money and to provide for themselves and for their families. They want to be able to build their own lives and take care of themselves the way that men have for ages. He literally doesn't even understand that, even though we've been screaming it from the rooftops for years and years and years, and it is so frustrating to me. But yeah, that's that. I have been working really hard on my YouTube channel behind the scenes. I know it doesn't seem like I have because I haven't posted anything. I have like a bunch of videos that are sitting on my computer mid-edit because editing is so hard. So that's why I wanted to do this. I just sat down and did this on my phone because it's a little easier for me to edit this way, even though it's a little bit quick. So if you're seeing this, subscribe. There is more coming. It's all just sitting on my computer, and I've been sitting and editing, literally me every single day, sitting for like 3 hours on my computer trying to edit these videos. I sort of jumped in to the deep end, and YouTube is not something that I'm super familiar with. Short form content, long form content is a whole other, it's a whole thing that I'm learning how to do. So I really appreciate if you subscribe and also like stupid, frustrating men.